What's going on, guys? Shawnee Bitcoin's back with another cryptocurrency and blockchain update. Smash that like. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's tick up this algorithm. And today is Bitcoin's birthday. Happy birthday to Bitcoin, January 3rd, 2009. Bitcoin, the world's biggest and most popular cryptocurrency, is celebrating its 14th birthday today. The first block of Bitcoin, its blockchain, known as the Genesis block, was mined by the pseudonymous developer known as Satoshi Nakamoto. Guys, the market is starting to wake up a little bit today. As we mentioned yesterday, we had a little bullish signal, and I mentioned it to you guys in the video yesterday. And now I think we're about to start seeing a little rally for Bitcoin and especially altcoins. Some of the lower caps are going to start rallying big time as people start to realize that this market could be taking a turn to the upside. And that's when they start loading up on coins that they think could do 100x, 200x, 300x. That's usually what happens first because, people want to go for these riskier plays first if they think the market is starting to come back into fruition. Let's dive into the charts, check it out. Happy birthday, Bitcoin. Let me see something, guys. Hold on. Share my screen. Boom. Alrighty. Boom, 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 boom. Let me move this. So this was yesterday. Boom. Oh, we are starting to go up. Look at this, guys. Last time I looked at it, it was 16,730. We're starting to get that pump live, baby. Look at that. Look at that. That's how you know Shawnee's back in the market. We're starting to get bullish, baby. And let me see something. $30 days, we're starting to get that little cup. We're starting to get that little cup, guys. Let's look at 90 days. We're just on the brink of the iceberg. We're about to explode, guys. This is it. Here's Saito. Saito was just up at 174, but we had a $9,000 sell right there. But look at that chart. Boom. If you guys have not looked at Saito, you can get some Saito at uniswap.org, PancakeSwap. You can also get it at Gate.io. It's one of the most dominant cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, right now, actually making real noise in the market with real use case, Web3. The transition from Web2 to Web3 is enormous, guys. Everything on Web2 is basically centralized. And it runs on centralized servers, outdated servers that handle your data. So Saito is the answer to this peer-to-peer network where yourself with your own browser can become a node and help contribute to the network and also start to earn. Everybody wins when they're on Saito network. So we got Saito starting to do work. Let's look at Saito holders. Look at that chart for the Saito holders. And it's probably going up a little bit because that was updated 4 hours ago. But yeah, let's look at some Bitcoin news, guys. So Ethereum transactions up 338% in 2022, but Bitcoin remains most popular. Total transactions of Ethereum network outstripped Bitcoin more than fourfold, but Bitcoin was still the most searched currency of 2022. The Ethereum network eclipsed Bitcoin in terms of total transactions last year. Though the king of crypto has managed to retain its crown when it comes to online search interest, according to data from Nasdaq and Y charts, sorry, shared on Reddit on January 2nd, there were 338% more Ether transactions in 2022, 408.5 million. It's confusing to me. Sorry, guys. Um, the values shown in the chart are in millions of transactions, with the average daily transactions around 1.1 million. Okay, great. However, transaction volumes in the Bitcoin network were steadier and more periodic than the Ethereum, which experienced more volatility in transaction volumes. This was due to spikes in demand at certain times, such as NFT launches and other gas guzzling events such as Zen minting. Ethereum's heftier transaction volumes have continued into the new year, with Ethereum transaction count on January 2nd reaching 927,000, a 300% increase compared to Bitcoin's 229,000 on the same day, according to Bit.info charts. The analyst who posted the metrics said he was skeptical about people saying that a flippening could happen someday, adding that those advocating for it have reason to do so now. A flippening occurs when one chain surpasses a higher ranked one for the same metric, in this case, transactions and activity. The charts also do not include layer 2 transactions, which would put Ethereum even further ahead of Bitcoin for this metric. According to L2Beat, the number of L2 transactions per second actually surpassed those on layer 1 Ethereum in mid-October and has remained above it ever since. But why battle for low or no transaction fees? Why the battle for low or no transaction fees really matters. However, while Ethereum may be ahead in transaction and activity terms, Bitcoin remains the most searched cryptocurrency online. On January 1st, a newsletter from Bitcoin We Trust revealed that Bitcoin attracted the most attention on Google search engine in 2022, with 28.4 million monthly Google searches around the world. The report occurred with Cointelegraph, which reported on December 23rd that Ethereum did not make the second or even third place for search popularity. These spots were occupied by mentions like Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, respectively. Ethereum in fourth place had 0.8 million global monthly searches, according to the data. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is bullish going forward.
I don't know what that means. If
This
you
is
like.
this is bullish going forward as we start to see that not only Bitcoin is taking up the search volume in terms of searches, people are looking for other currencies other than Bitcoin, and they're starting to realize that this is a whole thriving ecosystem of currencies. Bitcoin, okay. Let's look at the boldest calls for Bitcoin in 2023. Of course, this is going to be bullshit, but the boldest Bitcoin calls for 2023 are out, and a 1,400% rally or a 70% plunge may be on the cards. Bitcoin fell over 60% in 2022, driven lower by a series of high-profile company failures and a bleak macroeconomic climate. Those who made predictions about Bitcoin's price last year really missed the mark. Some market players have stuck their neck out with price calls for what could be another volatile year. 2020 was a rough year for crypto. More than $1.3 trillion was wiped off the value of the market. And Bitcoin, the world's largest digital coin, saw its price slump more than 60%. Investors were caught off guard by a wave of collapse in the industry, from stablecoin project Terra USD to crypto exchange FTX, as well as worsening macroeconomic climate. Those who made predictions about Bitcoin's price in the past year really missed the mark. But with 2023 now here, some market players have stuck their neck out with price calls for what could be another volatile year. Interest rates around the world are on the rise, and that's weighing on risk assets like stocks and Bitcoin. Investors are also watching how the FTX saga, which resulted in the arrest of the company founder Sam Bankman-Fried in the Bahamas, will develop. Tim Draper gives a $250,000 price call. Bitcoin bull Tim Draper had one of the most optimistic calls on Bitcoin of 2022, predicting that token would be worth 250,000 by the end of the year. In November, the billionaire venture capitalist says he's extending the timeline for that prediction until mid-2023. Even after the collapse of FTX, he's convinced the coin will hit the $250,000 milestone. My assumption is that since women control 80% of retail spending and only 1 in Bitcoin wallets are currently held by women, that the dam is about to break, Draper told CNBC via email. Bitcoin would need to rally 1,400% in order for it to trade at that level. Despite the depressed prices and trading volumes drying up, there could even be reason to suspect that the market has found a bottom, according to Draper. I suspect that the halving of 2024 will have a positive run. The halving or halving is an event that happens every 4 years in which Bitcoin rewards to miners are cut in half. This is viewed by some investors as positive for Bitcoin's price, as it squeezes the supply. The next halving is slated to happen sometime in 2024. Bitcoin miners who use power-intensive machines to verify transactions and mint new tokens are being squeezed by the slump in prices and rising energy costs. These actors accumulate massive piles of digital currency, making them some of the biggest sellers in the market, with miners offloading their holdings to pay off debt that should remove most of the remaining selling pressure on Bitcoin. That's historically a good sign for Bitcoin, said Vijay Iyer, the vice president of corporate development at crypto exchange Luna. In prior down markets, miner capitalization has usually indicated major bottoms, IR told CNBC. Their cost to produce becomes greater than the value of Bitcoin. Hence, you have a number of miners either switching off their machines or they need to sell more Bitcoin to keep their business afloat. If the market reaches a point where it's absorbing this miner sell pressure sufficiently, one can assure that we're seeing a bottoming period. Standard Chartered, $5,000. For some market participants, the worst is yet to come. In a December 5th research note, Standard Chartered said Bitcoin may sink as low as $5,000. The prediction, one of the bank's list of surprises that are being underpriced by the markets, would represent a 70% plunge from current prices. Yields plunge along with technology shares in Standard Chartered's Nightmare 2023 scenario. And while the Bitcoin sell-off decelerates, the damage has been done, said Eric Robertson, the bank's global head of research. More and more crypto firms and exchanges find themselves with insufficient liquidity, leading to further bankruptcies and a collapse in investor confidence in digital assets. He added, Robertson said the scenario has a non-zero probability of occurring in the next year ahead and falls materially outside of the market consensus or our own baseline views. Mark Mobius says $10,000. Veteran investor Mark Mobius had a relatively successful 2022 in terms of his price call. In May, he forecasted Bitcoin would drop to $20,000 when it was trading above $28,000. He said Bitcoin would fall to $10,000 in 2022. That did not happen. However, Mobius told CNBC that he is sticking for his $10,000 price call in 2023. The investor who made his name at Franklin Templeton Investments told CNBC that his bear case for Bitcoin stemmed from rising interest rates and general tighter monetary policy from the U.S. Federal Reserve. With higher interest rates, the attraction of holding or buying Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies becomes less attractive since just holding the coin does not pay interest, Mobius said via email. Carol Alexander says $50,000. Carol Alexander is the professor of finance at Sussex University and wasn't far off her off the mark with her prediction that Bitcoin would slip to $10,000 in 2022. Now she thinks the cryptocurrency could be set for gains, but not for reasons you might expect. The catalyst would be more dominoes from the FTX fallout tipping over, Alexander said. If this happens, she expects the price of Bitcoin will top $30,000 in the first quarter and then $50,000 by quarters 3 or 4. There will be a managed bull run in 2023, not a bubble. So we won't see the price overshooting as before. We'll see a month or two of stable trending prices interspersed with range-bounded periods and probably a couple of short-lived crashes. Alexander's reasoning is that with trading volume evaporating, with traders on edge, large holders known as whales will likely step in to prop up the market. The wealthiest 97 Bitcoin wallet addresses account for 14.1% of the total supply, according to fintech firm River Financial. Some investors have given up trying to predict the price of Bitcoin. For Anthony Trenchev, the CEO of crypto lending platform Nexo, the recent events are a sobering moment. Bitcoin was on a positive path earlier in 2022 with institutional adoption rising, but a few major forces interfered, he said. Trenchev was once predicted Bitcoin surging to a peak of $100,000 by early 2023. Now he's done trying to predict the price. Laith Khalaf, financial analyst at AJ Bell, suggested attempts to forecast Bitcoin's price are futile. We could be sitting here talking this time next year, and it could be at $5,000 or $50,000. It just wouldn't surprise me because the market is so heavily driven by sentiment. I agree with that. And that's the article from today, guys. Let's check out the market one more time. Let's dive in. Look at Saito, see, starting to do work. Look at that. Up 4% compared to everything else in the market. You guys starting to see what I'm talking about? Bitcoin up 0%. Ethereum up 0.1%. Polygon up 0.6%. OKB up 0.1%. Cardano up 0.8%. Saito up 4%. Do we see anything else? Solana is up 11%. That's obviously centralized bullshit. Monero up 0.2%. Stellar up 2%. Cosmos up 3%. Quant up 0.1%. Lido up another 8%. Huboy 3%. Flow up 12%. This is going to be a good one, guys. I like Flow. Even though it's centralized, it's undervalued because they have big partnerships, big time partnerships. Anyway, everybody have a blessed day, and I appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully Bitcoin has a run up here, and I'm going to be doing daily videos with you guys, so I'm not going anywhere. Smash that like, make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new, and leave a comment. Let me know how I can improve these crypto videos. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.